us here.
I have to interrupt you. I apologize. Listen, every day is a blessing for me because I get to do the only thing I ever want to do. But sitting on set right here with, you could argue, in the last 20 years, defensive players who have won a Super Bowl for their team, it might just be two guys individually, and they're both right here. Von won a Super Bowl MVP.
Flattery will get you everywhere. You are my
Can I tell you what I was going to say?
You should have won. San Antonio was a nice catch. He should have won Super Bowl MVP. It is so nice you join us. Yes, Jenna,
What
please.
I was going to say is we've had a ton of great guests. Unfortunately, they sit you next to Nick. I have never sat next to one that smells as good as you smell right now. And anyone on this side, you see all everyone's nodding their head? You smell so good.
It's the new Old Spice Ultra Smooth.
And what a transition, said Jenna.
And, you know, you got to be rough and tough on the football field, but off the field, I like to keep it smooth. And I don't like overpowering scents of deodorant or body wash. And the new Old Spice Ultra Smooth is for guys like me. And I got it on, actually. I do.
Oh.
I do.
I got too close, but that was great.
That didn't sound like, you know, okay.
What's wrong, James? You smell good, too. I'm surprised Nick didn't tell you.
I was over there next to you the other day, and you didn't tell me that.
Von, what's this week like for these guys, man?
Man, you know, I called some of the guys before I came over here, and I just remember it being, you know, I was at peace, and I remember not being nervous, and I remember just hanging with my family and just taking advantage of the moment, because, you know, it's a lot of players that want to make it to the playoffs, want to go to the Super Bowl, but when you actually get there, you got to take advantage of it. Guys don't really, this opportunity really doesn't come around for everybody.
Yeah.
We had Emmett here who told us that the first time he got to the Super Bowl, there was a lot of partying, there was a lot of nerves, there was a lot of, they tried to make it a regular week, they knew it wasn't a regular week. What does that feel like?
When you make it to the Super Bowl, you pass the division round, you pass the wild card, you are really in the clear, and you have 2 weeks to prepare for your opponent. And I just remember being at peace. I remember, you know, studying my guy for 2 weeks straight, and when we played, I didn't have any, you know, second guesses or anything.
Yeah, my things were that we didn't really want to change too much of what we would have did in the regular week. You know, he gave us the freedom to basically do what we wanted to do up until I think it was like Wednesday or Thursday. And then, you know, Thursday curfew and all that other stuff started because you wanted to sit down, focus in, and get into what it is that you wanted to do. And not make the situation, you know, so big that you let your nerves get you out of your game.
You know, that's crazy because whenever I watch the Super Bowl, there's some guys that rise up and there's some guys that fall. And it's all nerves. And when you're at peace and you're ready to go, you can go out there and play and do what you need to do.
Von, nobody, and this is literal, not figurative, has played Patrick Mahomes in the NFL more than you guys, because we talk about last year like it was his first year, but he played week 17 his rookie year against you guys. And then I think his first big primetime moment was you almost sacking him and him throwing the left-handed pass. Apologies for bringing it up. At what moment going against him was that first matchup, second win, when you realized, oh, this guy's going to be a problem in this division?
It had to be the second game that we played. I remember we played them in 2017, I think. And they took Alex Smith out for a little bit and let Patrick play. And, you know, I was like, you know, he's good, but I was like, man, he hasn't really done it. The second time that we played him, I was like, yeah, he's lights out. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He can make all the throws. He can run. He can pass. You know, he's calm, he's collected out there, and that's all you really need.
I want to ask you a question. I believe that Bosa has the potential to destroy the Chiefs' game plan. What do you think?
I like Nick Bosa versus the Chiefs. You know, he's a rough and tough, you know, a defensive lineman. They got they have five defensive guys that would take it in the first round. And, you know, going against the Chiefs' offensive line, they got a good offensive line, but I'm going with the 49ers this go.
Okay. He thinks Eric Fisher's going to get crushed in this game. You've gone against Eric Fisher dozens of times. Your thoughts?
I'm not as strong as Nick Bosa. You know, and Nick Bosa he's going to bring the power, and that's Eric Fisher's weakness.
Oh, okay. The power rush.
I wouldn't say it's his weakness, but that's what he struggles with.
That's called a weakness. It's okay.
You know, they make it to the Super Bowl. You know, these guys, they don't have too many weaknesses.
Is there a matchup you're looking forward to? James likes the Fisher-Bosa matchup. Is there one that you're really looking forward to as a player watching this weekend?
I want to see the 49ers defense versus the Chiefs offense. And I want to see if, you know, they can hold up against the stuff that the Chiefs do. I want to see if they can score, if the Chiefs can score points. So I'm going the matchup that I'm excited to see is Patrick Mahomes versus that 49ers defense.
And for so as a pass rusher, when Mahomes does escape, for you guys, how do I ask this question? How do you manage wanting to get to him, but also trying to stay in what your lanes are and what your assignment is?
It's tough. I think, coaches around the league have been trying to figure it out. Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill, they have such a great relationship with Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes would be scrambling, then he'd just hit Kelce, and Kelce would just stop. They got all type of weapons. It's going to be tough to stop this Chiefs offense.
All right, time now for a segment we like to call First Rings First. So all week, we are reliving our Super Bowl champion guest's first Super Bowl ring. Vaughn, you won your Super Bowl with the Broncos. It was Super Bowl 50, came against the Panthers. Take us back. What did winning that ring feel like? What were the moments right after the game and right after that?
Man, it was crazy, and it's everything that you imagine it being. Winning the Super Bowl, being champions of the world. It's a lot of great stuff that come with it. But I think it just creates this addiction to winning and want to be successful. And it creates this, if you don't make it to the Super Bowl, it feels like you haven't done anything that year. Whenever you make it, it's such a great feeling, but after, it just kind of leaves this void that you have to get back there every single year. And if you don't, you are disappointed.
Were you at all surprised at how dominant the defense was in that game? You guys, people forget, Cam was a unanimous MVP.
Yeah.
They were 15-1.
Yeah.
They had rolled people up in the playoffs leading up to it. It was 24-10, I think. You guys held them to one touchdown, if I'm remembering it correctly. But even if you went into the game confident, were you surprised at how dominant you guys were?
No, I wasn't surprised because we do all the stuff in practice. We did the stuff that we did in the Super Bowl 2 weeks before. Like I said before, I just felt confident in our defense and all our playmakers. And I felt like whenever you're playing for somebody else, we had three guys that we were playing for: DeMarcus, Peyton, and Coach Phillips. And whenever you're playing for somebody else, it takes you to another level. And I just remember not being nervous, and it was all good to go.
Hey, that play right there, where they showed where the ball hit the ground and Cam didn't dive for it. What do you think of that?
I was thinking that Cam, your mind is going all over the place. And I don't think Cam wanted to get down there and get hurt because he thought his offensive lineman was going to get the ball and they had another shot to, go score or create another play. But
this is the Super Bowl.
It's the Super Bowl. Right? You can't really, put yourself in jeopardy, though.
It didn't matter anyway. You ended up losing.
What'd you think of it, James?
I don't know, man. It made me question if he really wanted it. I know I'm a Cam fan, but I don't know. Seeing that, give me everything you got. We'll fix you in the offseason.
Yeah, and like I said, in moments like that, guys rise up and, some guys take a step back. And, it's the guys that rise up that really take advantage of the opportunity.
What would it look? You played with, you guys both, by the way, obviously played with great outside linebackers opposite you. You played DeMarcus Ware was there at the end. Lawrence Timmons with you. Do I have it right?
No.
No.
Lamar Woodley.
Lamar Woodley. My apologies. I knew I had it wrong. That's why when I said it. What would it look like you two? Left outside, right outside.
I thought we had a chance when he came to the facility. I was like, hey, what's going on? We'll get James. Whenever you're playing with an experienced guy, I try to pick their mind. I try to see what made them great. James is a great player. He's been a great player for a long time, and I would just pick his mind and see what in his game that I can put in my game.
Making me feel old, though.
Yeah.
Making me feel old. It would have been a great experience, though. Honestly, to have someone, like you said, I had Lamar Woodley, and that was a great tandem. To be with another guy that is, extremely talented at his position, MVP. That would have been something special.
Vaughn, you said you're spending your offseason getting back to basics. I got to ask what that means.
I just last offseason, I didn't really get a chance to train how I wanted to train. I made time to train at like 5 a.m. and I made time to cut out all of my obligations and train, but I didn't have time to go to San Francisco and really get on the stairs and the sand hills. And I feel like that's what makes me me, is to get off the first 5 steps. And, really running the sand and the stairs, it really helps you with that. And I wanted to get back to the basics.
Nice.
Real quick before you go, how important is the Hall of Fame to you?
I feel like it's important to everybody that steps in the game. You want to be remembered.
Do you think you've already done enough?
No, I haven't done enough. I feel like another Super Bowl and another Super Bowl MVP with a Defensive Player of the Year.
Well,
Just
yeah.
that. Just that.
That'd be good.
That's
Yeah,
it.
okay.
That'd lock it for me.
No problem.
That would lock it in.
Come on, stop playing. You're close already.
As a Chiefs fan, you feel free to retire whenever you want, but whenever you do, you've done enough. You're a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
There's no question. You look at it. And you've been arguably the best at what you do for a decade. You're a Hall of Famer already.
You know, complacency kills, and I never want to get complacent. I try to teach the young guys that all the time, and you know, it's still a lot that we can do. I still got a lot out there that I can get.
Well, good for you. Teach that to Bradley Chubb along the way, and now your other outside linebacker duo.
For sure.
Vaughn, thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
hanging
guys.
out with us today. You still smell amazing. It's hard to focus throughout that
Old Spice,
entire
Ultra
segment.
Smooth.
I'm not going to lie. I'm going to use some Old Spice.
I think she's saying
Ultra
we
Smooth.
stink, man.
I'm not saying that, but I am saying what I'm saying.